Most of the Arduino tutorial I found in the internet escalate too quickly, from LED blink directly to other actuators like servo, 7 segments, LCD shift registers, and so on. That's a bit too fast, isn't it? We can actually learn a lot about basic Arduino programming, even just from LED. In this series, we will learn about some Arduino programming only by using some LED and an IR remote. The basic structure of an Arduino sketch always consists of a setup function, which runs only once in the beginning, and loop function, which runs repeatedly and infinitely until we turn it off. Let's take the example of the blink sketch. In the loop, they repeat 4 processes. Turn the LED on, then delay, or in other words, pausing the loop, then turn it off, and then pause again, and turn it on, pause, and so on. The problem with the delay function is that its usage is very restrictive. Let's say we want to add a button, which function is to stop the blink. The way a button or any sensor works in an Arduino is by monitoring the status of the button during the loop. However, when a delay happens, all processes in the Arduino are paused, so the Arduino will not know that the button is pressed, so practically the button becomes useless. And we can imagine if the delay function cannot be used in such a simple circuit, then how can we expect it to work in a more complex circuit? So that's why we will use the Millis function. In the loop, the Millis function provides the amount of time that has passed since our Arduino sketch run. We will use the blink LED again as an example. Let's say we want the LED to stay on for 500 milliseconds, and it will be off for 300 milliseconds before it turns on again. Basically, there are still 2 main actions, which are turning LED on and turning it off. The main difference is that we do not trigger these 2 actions directly, but it will depend on the time. The Arduino will run, and it will watch the time by using the Millis function. When the time satisfies certain condition, it will then trigger the appropriate action. Let's set the first condition. If t equals 0, turn the LED on. The second condition is, if 500 milliseconds have passed since it was turned on, then turn it off. The third condition is, if 300 milliseconds have passed since it was turned off, then turn it on. As you can see here, besides monitoring the time, Arduino will also need to monitor the status of the LED, whether it is on or off. When it is on, use this rule, otherwise use this one. So let's run this. In t equals 0, it will use this rule, so the LED will be turned on and the time is marked. Then when the loop reaches 100 milliseconds, for example, the LED is still on, so this rule will be used, but because it hasn't reached 500, it will not do anything. 200 milliseconds, still not do anything. 300, 400, and then at 500, the LED will be turned off. Then the time will be marked. Now the LED is off. The loop will go on and keep checking whether we have reached 800 milliseconds or not. At 600, nothing happened. 700, and then at 800, it will be turned on. Then at 1300, it will turn off again, and then turn on at 1600, and so on. Now this is the part where the method is very useful. Let's add a button to stop the blink. The only thing we need to do is to let Arduino monitor the status of this button. And that's it. Because the loop never stops, whenever we press the button, Arduino will directly respond to it. I will explain about how a button or a remote or any sensors can stop the blink in other video, but for now I hope you understand the advantage of the Millis function compared to the delay function.